morning. I just finished making my breakfast, which you saw. I will show you what that looks like in a second. I have been doing this for about 7 weeks. I've lost over 20 pounds so far. I've done this before and I'm back at it again. So here I have Bing cherries, honeydew, golden berries. I have this ancient grains bread and the nut butter spread, and altogether it was less than 300 calories. And this is, plenty of food. It's very satisfying. It's not too little. And then I made my tea this morning, and it was this sweet tangerine positive energy. And then I fill up my 32-ounce water bottle, and I put in it some Mio Energy and some lime juice. And the Mio is cherry, so it's kind of like a cherry lime that I make. And I do log my food, and I do it on Noom. I do pay for membership to Noom, and I use a scale so that I can be as accurate as I can. I just bought this scale a couple weeks ago. This is an OXO scale, and I really like it a lot. I find that it's best to use the grams, but you can change it to ounces. And you can zero out in between foods you put on there, so you can put your plate on, zero that out, and then prep more food, and then put it on and weigh it. And so then you have that food separately, so you can kind of build your plate as you are logging it, which I find really helpful. Forgot to show you another thing with this. I think that it doesn't turn off the screen if it's not zero, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me that I always turn it off. But this piece right here can slide all the way off and go back on, which is nice. So if you have something bigger, a bigger bowl or something that comes out over the edge of this, you can move this off so you can still see it, which I thought was pretty cool. Hey everyone. Wanted to talk about why I'm doing this a little bit more. 8 years ago, I did lose over 50 pounds on my own in less than a year. It was pretty much just through diet and exercise, and I was very motivated at the time. I tracked my calories, I exercised, I ate really healthy, and I had, somebody in my life at the time that was also doing it. And it was, someone I worked with, and it was kind of this thing that we both, did it our own way, but we talked about it, and we both had a big change during that time. And then, I was really close to reaching my goal. I was 12 pounds away, and, sometimes you lose your motivation because of something that happens in your life. And mine was that my grandfather had passed away, and I kind of just lost it at that time. Yeah. I never got back on it. I've tried a lot in the last 8 years, but then I gained a lot more weight back than just the 50 pounds. I mean, I gained close to another 50. So, I maybe lost 10 pounds here, 10 pounds there, but I just slowly, incrementally started just gaining the weight back, and I could never motivate myself to, stick with something. So about 7 weeks ago, actually, today is the end of the 7th week, I was on Facebook scrolling on my phone, and I saw a sponsored ad from Noom, and I thought, I have seen this a few times. I've never clicked on it. I've never, I know that it's something that you pay for, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for anything, like the first time around, I never got a gym membership, and now I've had a gym membership for like 2 years and still, didn't lose the weight. So I tried that, and the very first day, it was like, step by step. It kind of catered to what, it's paid. I'm like, well, maybe I should try paying for something for once. I've had this gym membership I'm paying for, and so why not try something else to see if that will, motivate me to, want to make a change. So I did, and day one, I just tried to drink water, drink enough water, because over the years I've gotten down to where I don't even have 4 cups in a day. So I started with that day one. It said on Noom, they said, don't worry about weighing yourself today, start tomorrow morning. So day one, I bought, healthy foods. I'm like, I know exactly what to buy. I know exactly what, I like, and I know how to do it. So I went and I bought everything I needed for the week, and just tried to drink water that day. They actually give you like lessons every day to kind of get you started. So if you don't know what to do to begin, they'll guide you through everything. So not saying that anyone has to do that. That's just what worked for me this time. And now that I'm 7 weeks in, I'm not certain that I really need it anymore, but I already paid for it, so I'm just gonna keep using it and keep following through with it. But I thought it would be a good idea to make videos as I go, because from this experience and from my past experience, I feel like I do know a lot of information that I can share. I'm not some YouTuber that looks like, a model and shows you their fitness routine and what they do for all this protein, and that's not me at all. This is just my step, my journey. So I'm hoping to show other people, what I know, but also document for myself how much I can change and how much I can improve myself in the process. And I think it would be a really good thing for myself to see over a period of time how much I can accomplish. Last night I set up some stuff on Pinterest because Noom also talked about coming up with some big goal and some big picture of what you want your life to look like, not necessarily what you want to weigh, which I think a lot of people go into weight loss thinking of a number, but how you want to feel and what your life will look like. So for me, that is, I want to lose at least 100 pounds. So I'm starting with that, just like most other people start with a weight. But what is in that I want to gain from it? So I set up a new Pinterest, and I'll show you a little bit. For me, I would love to feel more confident in my body, but also feel like I can, show it more. Like, for me as a woman, I kind of always wish that at this weight, I feel like I don't look very feminine, very attractive. So for me, it's kind of like I want to get to that place where I want to put on, a nice swimsuit or a bikini even one day. So even though I'm very, very white, but the sun will get me quite well. But so I set up some things on Pinterest to kind of, put together with my, some things that go along with my goals, some visuals, some things to look forward to, some ideas of what I want to do when I reach that goal, because not only do I want to get to that place where I feel really confident, and feminine with my body, but I really like to travel. When I get to that point, I would really like to go and set up a trip for myself. And, I've thought about, like, well, if I'm going to have this goal of wearing, feeling good in a swimsuit or a bikini, maybe I should make a Caribbean, thing where I can book a flight and travel and go to beaches and wear my, I've always seen these pictures and videos of people that have like 5 to 10 different swimsuits, and it's like I've got one, and I'm, not even very thrilled to put it on in front of people. So I will show you a little bit about what I made on Pinterest. Okay, so here's my Pinterest. So I made this one for bikinis because for me, here's some styles and things that I wish that I could wear and that I really like, and that, things that I kind of wish I could do and wear for myself. So I did quite a bit of searching for what would I wear if I wore a bikini, and what do I wish that I could wear. And then, I also put one pieces because, I don't know, sometimes you just don't always want to wear a bikini, or maybe somewhere in the middle of reaching that goal, I will feel confident enough to buy something that looks, more attractive for myself. And so here's options I've made, things to visualize and look at for that. I threw in cover-ups. I went on a vacation once and I bought a cover-up, and at my size it was hard to find anything I even liked or that fit me well, but I see women wearing them, and I always kind of wish like I had something like that. So if you go to a Caribbean, you have a vacation at the beach, you're probably going to want to cover up as a woman anyway, so I put that in there. I made some other boards in here, like for water, to get me to drink my water. Noom suggested, to get yourself to drink water, I have this big huge jug, this 32 ounce thing, and if I drink at least 2 of those a day, that's good. But quite often I will add a little bit to it to make it flavored. And you saw me this morning, I put in some lime and I put in some Mio Energy black cherry flavored, and that kind of gets me more interested in drinking it. Do I need that? No, but it's, I like being creative. For me, it's better for me to be more creative with my food and my drink to keep me motivated, because I like variety. But I know some people maybe do better with just having the same thing, and maybe they just really want to stick to just water. But another thing you can do is things with seltzer. I was starting with the water with adding a splash of juice into it. I really liked a little bit of cranberry juice in it. But, because you got to watch, because that does have calories and sugar, and so you just want to not have a lot of that. But there's other options out there. There's sports drinks that have 0 calories, and so you're getting the electrolytes that they offer, but without the calories. So I've done some of those. I've thrown out the soda. The only soda in my fridge is for my kid, when he asks for it, because I didn't have any soda for 3 or 4 weeks, and he said, "Mom, can you buy me some Sprite?" So I bought him some Sprite, and I don't have any other soda in the fridge. And doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it, because there's people out there that, like, you're so used to it and you really want it, but, don't limit yourself where you can't have the things that you enjoy. Find the way to fit them into what you're doing, but not excessively. So here's for my water. I made some, fun ideas of things that I could drink and recipes and things. I made some tea. Here's a couple ideas, and I really like this one with the Earl Grey tea. I watched that video, and a little bit of sweetness, It's a way to make something a little more flavorful, and, so that you can, get your fluids, get your water in every day. If you're having a hard time getting to 8 cups like I was, and sometimes I still am, have water with your each meal, and do different things to have some water. You don't always have to have just plain water. So I made that board, made a Caribbean board with ideas for me for beaches and places to go one day. And this is probably a ways away, so I don't have any kind of idea yet exactly what I want to do. I made one on healthy meals and snacks. Pinterest is full of food ideas, So if you're struggling, you're going to the store and you're buying your fruits and vegetables, but you're having a hard time with picking out things to eat, Pinterest has a ton of ideas at hand to make all sorts of things, and you don't have to limit yourself. Here's this thing, strawberry oatmeal bars. To me, that would taste really good, and this one says it's 100 calories. I looked at the recipe, and this white glaze on it is not included in the 100 calories, but, if you like strawberry oatmeal, you could, not even make the glaze and just have them because it was just something to add on top, but, so I made that. I ordered from Misfit Markers, and I've never actually had bok choy, and I ordered a bok choy this week, so I found a little recipe for bok choy. Again, I like variety and I like to try new things and kind of make the produce section interesting for myself, so I buy a variety every week. I don't buy the same things all the time. And then I also made some exercise ideas. I just bought a kettlebell and I have not used it yet, but I found a couple of things to kind of motivate myself on kettlebells so that I can learn and start. I do go to the gym and I work out. I go on pretty much just the treadmill, so here's something to change my treadmill ideas on incline and stuff. So I'm going to try that today actually. Here's a whole list of kettlebell workouts I found. I do have one of those workout trampolines, and so here's a 10-minute thing that I found. And I live in Wisconsin, and so I live somewhat near the Ice Age Trail, so I'm like, I actually walked on it last week one day, and so I found some stuff to motivate me. If you can find things in your area, if you want to walk outside, there's that, and there's a small video of someone using the kettlebell. So yeah, so whatever, not saying that anyone has to use Pinterest, but for me, I found it, really helpful to show myself what I want to be my goal, what is my goal, and what life could look like for me, at that point, and then other things to help me keep me moving in the meantime. So there's that. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that video. This was my first one. It's kind of a lot of information, but I've been in this 7 weeks now, and I've lost over 20 pounds, and it can happen. And for me, it was 7 weeks so far. I'm 20% to my goal. I know the rest of it is, gonna take a lot longer, but it's possible. And so if you like this video, like and subscribe to this channel, and you'll see more from me soon.